Good afternoon to everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Less Work More Travel. Today, new country, new city, new capital. I'm in Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, and I'm currently just walking over Legion Bridge. In today's video, I'm going to do an ultimate travel guide to Prague. I know the city quite well as this is my third time here. So to start this video, we're going to head up to Petrova Gardens, a really nice area of Prague. We're going to check out the observation deck and we're going to grab a coffee, and then we're going to head back down to the main city of Prague just behind me, and I'm going to take you through a few of the sites, landmarks, tips and tricks, things to do around the city. To travel to the top of the garden without walking, a funicular railway. Really nice actually, well worth it. And if you're ever going to buy a travel card, that can also go on this if you're going to buy a day travel card, and I'll be explaining about them later on in the video. I'm going to be walking to the top of the park, but if you don't want to, you can grab that. Just a really nice park, to be honest. Just so relaxing. Oh, people coming back down. But yeah, well worth checking out in Prague. One of the first things I come to do when I come to Prague is I come here. The top of Petrova Gardens, Petrova Tower, 150 Czech koruna admission fee to go all the way up to the top. I've been before, so I'm not going to go again, and to be honest, the views are spectacular up there, but you can get just as good a views walking around the park. Okay, so we're about halfway back down the hill to the bottom of the park, but this is a place that you must check out for some refreshments, coffee, beer, that type of thing. And it's actually, the main restaurant is over there, but then you've almost got this little hut as well where you can get your drinks. And basically, I'm going to grab a beer, which is going to cost about £1.50, sit on one of these tables and look over Prague. Less work, more travel. So I hope everybody enjoyed Petrova Gardens. An amazing place, a great place to spend an afternoon in Prague in the nice weather. And that little bar, cafe, restaurant, talk about value for money, absolutely incredible. So we're back down at the bottom now, and we're just about to go over a pretty famous bridge in Prague. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it. It's called Charles Bridge, and yeah, let's go and check it out. And over the other side of that's the old quarter. And as you go over Charles Bridge, you basically enter in the centre of Prague, Prague 1, and then we're coming to the old town now. So obviously some great bars and stuff around here, especially along the river. You are going to be paying a little bit more for it, but to be honest, the alcohol's so cheap here it doesn't really matter. But if you want food and stuff, the prices are going to be a lot more. And as you can see, there's really nice kind of cobbled streets around here, and this is kind of the tourist epicenter of Prague, as you can also see by how busy the streets are. But yeah, brilliant place. You got everything you need here, even a few stag do's already started in the background. So certainly a place that you'll be checking out. I'm not exactly a foodie. my travel vlog is not a food travel vlog, but I've heard about these and I've seen them around Eastern Europe quite a bit. Now it's however you pronounce that, a trudlo. But yeah, they're basically a puff pastry that that's flavoured, that kind of spins around and it's heated up. I've noticed around them, I might have to try one at some point. But yeah, you can choose a flavour. 90 Czech. And here's another store, they're everywhere. Old Czech Chimney. And this is a bit of a better video of them. The buildings and the architecture here are just incredible. Just the artwork you get on the side of buildings. Check this out. And then over here, we walk to one of the most famous landmarks. Would you call this a landmark? I'm not sure. The astronomical clock in Prague. Now, I don't care what anyone says, that is a nice clock. Well, it's actually the one above it, but they're both pretty cool. No, I remember the old town being impressive, but I don't actually quite remember it being this good. There's just so many nice monuments and buildings. Looks like there's an art exhibition over there. Dali and Warhol. Yep, Prague ain't bad. Certainly, if not, in my opinion, it has to be up there with the nicest cities. Possibly not even in Eastern Europe, in Europe in general. I'm quite peckish at the moment as well, and that ham spinning around. It's giving me the meat sweats just looking at it. What a brilliant first afternoon filming. What a brilliant park. And the old quarter in Prague, yes, do visit it. So I've got to make the most of doing a lot of outdoor filming tomorrow, because after that the weather's going to turn. So I'll see everybody in around 1 second. Day 2, Prague. Currently on a walk along the Danube, and today we're going to go around all the other monuments and landmarks that I didn't quite explore on day 1. And the first thing I want to show you is there's actually quite a few little like islands that are dotted along the Danube. So we're going to go over a few bridges and go and check them out, because just really nice places to relax. And here we are, Slavonic Island. and just a very kind of peaceful place. The birds are tweeting in the background, and people are just basically doing a lot of sunbathing and sitting on benches. My kind of scene. And here's the jetty where you can hire a pedalo like a lot of people are doing and have a little paddle about on the Danube. And this is Legion Bridge, and just past that is Charles Bridge, to give you a little idea of where we are. So, Petrin Park and Tower, where we visited yesterday afternoon. And then we scan across the very big Danube River. And this couple here on the pedalo seem to be having a pretty relaxed time. Got the whole river to themselves. A pair of swans with their cygnets. And as I walk around on my second day of Prague, I think this video is kind of really aimed for people who are going to be here for like 2 or 3 days, a long weekend. And also for people who don't want to spend much money. I mean, everywhere that I've visited by the end of the video, I spent a few euros on a beer in the park, and that's about it, to be honest. When the sun's out, you can just you can get quite a lot of enjoyment just from walking around these cities. You really don't need to spend much money at all. And how are you going to be travelling when you're in Prague? You're going to be using a lot of these trams. I'll put the prices of how much these cost, and you buy your tickets when you're basically on the tram, and it can be via contactless card as well, so you don't need cash. And they can also be used, whatever ticket you buy, I think they can also be used on the funiculars as well in the parks. One thing I would say, word of warning, do not try to jump the tram. I may or may not have been caught doing this, and there are ticket inspectors absolutely everywhere, and you will get a fine on the spot. So yeah, something to be aware of. But I'll put the prices of all these things here, because if you're here 2 or 3 days, it's probably worth buying a pass, and then you can just tap on and off, a little bit like an Oyster card in London. Okay, there seems to be some sort of mini gathering, bit of a festival. Unite of Prague Islands. And I've been given a leaflet as I've been coming down the stairs, but it's all in Czech. But no, there seems like a little bit of like market stalls and places to eat, so I'll try and do a bit of research and see what's going on down here. I told you there was a lot to do on these islands. It's quite strange actually. This little island in the middle of the Danube's really busy at the moment, and you can't actually tell it's this busy until you're kind of here, because it's all surrounded by trees, and also you're under a bridge. So yeah, I was expecting to come downstairs and there'll be 20 or 30 people sunbathing, and there's almost like a mini convention or a festival happening. Who says I'm too old for climbing frames? And they can be quite aggressive. That little one nearly had a go at me. And they do carry diseases. Nah, not the nicest of all animals. Gave me a fright then. Nearly got attacked by a young nutria. Didn't think I'd be saying that today. It'll be one of these animals that just has absolutely no predators, so breed away, and now there's too many of them. There's been a lot of these videos circling YouTube at the moment where you just chuck a massive magnet into a lake or a river and basically see what pops out. And this is what this youngster's doing now. He didn't catch anything though. And the cygnets have jumped on the back of the swans and they're taking a ride now. These ladies are finding it amusing as well.
It's the ugly duckling.
No,
The ugly duckling.
they're under mom's wing.
Yeah, there's loads. There's about 6 or 7.
No.
Yeah, so I saw them up there.
Oh, wow.
You get a lot of these type of beer buses, party buses. You see them a lot around Prague. They look pretty good fun to me. They're obviously just full of like lads on a stag do mainly. But yeah, if you're in a big group and coming to Prague, I'd probably check it out because they're probably really cheap as well. I'd recommend everyone to try and stick as close to the Danube as possible when you're in Prague. You can go up these stairs and walk along the top there, but you're going to end up trying to cross roads and do all that, and you can just cut all that out by being down here. And along here you've got all these kind of pop-up stalls. This one looks like it's an art gallery, and there's there's archways going all the way along here, bars, places to eat, and then you've got barges to the right of me here as well, which are often restaurants. So yeah, it's really good down here. And after that very pleasant walk along the Danube, I want to have a very brief look at this fortified castle that's along the river. I don't think I've ever been before, so I'm quickly going to check it out now. Oh, this should be good, this. And again, just another free thing to do in Prague. Amazing. Surprised about the amount of space you get in Prague, considering the city's quite densely populated. There's just a lot of parks and greenery everywhere. I'm looking forward to this view. You know when you walk up to a view and you kind of already know it's going to be good. What an incredibly pretty city Prague is. Look at this. Just so nice, and then you can just walk along the perimeter here and just have a great view across all of Prague. I only really stumbled across this. I was just looking at Google Maps of places to go. Just unbelievable. Yeah, come to this fortified castle in Prague. And walking around doing stuff like this with that view really does make me realise just how good being self-employed is. Because if you're doing a 9-to-5 job, Monday to Friday, aka stuck in the matrix, then you're just not able to do this. You can only do this at the weekend, where this will all be full and you don't have the time to appreciate and enjoy it to yourself. And then you can't do it through the week, because by the time you come back from work, oh, it's dark. Something's not right, is it? As fortified castles go, that one in there is a particularly good one. So there's one more area of Prague that I want to show you before we wrap this video up, and it's back in the centre of Prague, so let's head back there now. And we couldn't finish our Prague tour without talking about the biggest square in the whole of this capital city. It's called Wenceslas Square, I think it's called that. And at the top of the boulevard you've got the very historic National Museum. I've already been in there before. It's definitely worth a visit. It costs around £10 entry fee, and you just book from their website. And to be honest with you, this square has just got a bit of everything. It's got 2 casinos. For nightlife, this is where kind of the nightclubs are in this area. You've got Western restaurants, you've got Czech restaurants, you've got many bars, many pubs. So yeah, all the way down this boulevard, from the top of the museum all the way down either side of the road, just plenty and plenty of places to eat, drink, and generally have a lot of fun. And it's kind of a good rendezvous point, this square. I mean, it's just very kind of westernized and commercialized here. If you want a Primark and a KFC, this is the kind of square you come to be honest. But there's still plenty of nice local Czech restaurants here. The thing is, you're very close to the old town here, and the old town is so much better than this. This street isn't all bad. You can get some brilliant street musicians like these people. If any local people from the Czech Republic can tell me what song they're singing, that'll be much appreciated in the comments below. If that's the club that I think it is, that's a really good one. I believe I went to this club last time I was in Prague, and definitely worth a check out, called Duplex. And as you walk down the bottom of the square, you come to one of the more famous buildings in the whole of Prague, to be honest. It's Hotel Ambassador, and it's actually a really impressive building with a casino underneath. And so we've reached the bottom of the square. I'd like to thank everybody who watched this video. I hope people have enjoyed it. A bit of an ultimate travel guide to Prague. There are places that I didn't mention, but I plan to do them in separate videos. Prague Castle being one of them, and obviously we're going to do some nightlife videos, some food videos, and all the rest of it. Okay, well, all the best everyone. Remember, less work, more travel, and I'll see everyone again very soon.